the feeling of falling in love, of being with that special someone where you have butterflies in your stomach and you can't stop thinking about them and they're in your head 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and you can't just get enough of this person, and you think to yourself, man, I wish this would never end. Well, it will. Everyone wants to be in that new love feeling, you know, that feeling of bliss, of total awe, where the person you always think about, and you think that this is gonna last forever. You have butterflies in your stomach every single time you see them. Every single thing you think about that person, everything around you reminds you of them. You go to the coffee shop and you're thinking, oh, I like this mug. It's made of white and gold. Wait a minute. This person likes white and gold. When falling in love, there's actually two chemical components that are actually happening in your brain. That's dopamine and serotonin. Both of these things are also known as the love drugs. They actually combine together to give you a feeling of euphoria and of newness, of the freshness, and of aliveness and anticipation. So whenever you're getting all googly-eyed for your significant other, or that man or the woman that you've been eyeing every single time you go to work or at Starbucks, eventually what's gonna happen is it's going to fade. But how do we make that feeling last? What's happening is when you're actually talking to that person and you're in that stage of the in love phase, is that you're not really thinking about what's happening. It's happening automatically. When you are in a relationship, or when you're in love with that person, it feels easy, it feels like it's a breeze, it feels like it's going to last forever. Love just happens naturally. When this phase begins to change, it begins to shift, you're actually going to have to, what I call, making love happen. When you make love happen, you're choosing to love that person deliberately. You're no longer running, once the serotonin has run off, once the dopamine has run off, you're deliberately choosing to love that person. Now, when you deliberately love someone, you have to take the time to actually find something that you appreciate about that person. Because let's face it, it's not gonna happen automatically for the rest of your life. Being in love is something like being on cocaine, as some people would say. That's just what they say. I don't know how they came up with it, but it's the same thing as feeling like you're on drugs. So there you go. Now, during the relationship phase, it could be months, even years down the road, where you begin to get comfortable with the next person. You're completely happy together and you do a lot of fun and exciting things together. The communication goes great, it's fun, it's effortless, it's easy, you have great, amazing sex, you go out to bars and clubs, you may even hang out with a few friends with each other, and you go to events, and everything just seems perfect and absolutely blissful. So what does it feel like to be in love?
I feel like it's a very overwhelming feeling where
it feels like butterflies, excitement, energy. It just flows through your body.
exactly, yes, that's
What
right.
does it feel like to be in love?
It kind of feels like you want to vomit, but in a good way. It like gets everything sort of stirred up, but it also feels really good. So there's a nice juxtaposition there.
You're better at describing
I
it
feel
than
like
I
to
am.
say it feels happy. It feels like you always have someone to turn to.
You always want to be with that person, and you're counting down every second until you can see them, and when you are, you make the most of it.
It's, you know, seeing them at their worst and still loving them. And
I'm really far.
really far.
I love him.
Yeah, it's just wanting to be there with each other, and that's that.
So, what are some things that we can do to actually make it last? And you do it by actually taking the time to show gratitude and appreciation for that person. The more you focus on any specific thing about one person, it begins to magnify, whether it's positive or negative. So what you want to do is actually get into the habit of focusing nothing but positive energy and good emotions towards specific things that you appreciate about that person. One thing that you could do is actually take a gratitude journal, or when you wake up, or even just a blank piece of paper, and write down, maybe spend 10 minutes, write down every single thing that maybe you can start in a smaller circle, maybe starting with your close family and your close friends and your relatives, your significant other. You can also begin to branch that out maybe into a larger circle where you begin to focus on maybe friends that you have that are close to you. Now, quite often some people have this misconception that if the phase ends or when the phase ends, that they're no longer attracted to the person. Usually you are still attracted to that person. It's just that now you're having to put in an effort to make sure that you maintain the quality of the relationship that you wish to have. Well, that's it. I hope you guys like it. If so, please leave comments below. Let me know any questions that you may have regarding relationships. I'd love to go ahead and jump in there and engage with you guys and chat it up. Also, subscribe to the channel below. And let's go ahead and get this thing started and start this whole new process of deliberately creating something magical. And let's not be dumb about dating and get better at the way that we relate to each other.